Hey, First Baptist Church, it's Pastor Connor here. Wanted to just check in with you midweek. I guess it's Thursday, so not quite middle of the week, but have a little devotional for you. I've been looking back at our previous text, Ephesians 2, 1 to 3, and this idea of following the course of this world in verse 2. You were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world. And it actually occurred to me, I was reminded of this text back in Matthew 8, the cost of following Jesus. In Matthew 8, verse 19, a scribe came up to Jesus and says, "Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go." And Jesus said to him, "Foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." In other words, there's a cost of following Jesus. There's a cost of leaving the ways of this world. And then another disciple comes up to him in verse 21 and says, "Lord, let me first go and bury my father." And Jesus said to him, "Follow me and leave the dead to bury their own dead." Now, when we read this face value, we might think, oh, this disciple's dad has just died. Is Jesus insensitive in saying, don't have a funeral for him? Let him just rot. Let him just be taken care of by however the dead take care of themselves. And honestly, that's not what Jesus is saying, because in the historical context of this writing, what this person means, what this disciple means about, Lord, let me first go bury my father. He's saying, no, let me wait until my father dies so that I can receive his inheritance, and then I'll follow you. In other words, this disciple who wants to wait for his father's life to end so that he gets the money is saying, I want to take care of myself first. I want to take care of what's important to me. I want to take care of my future. I want to make sure that that's secure. I want to take care of all this other stuff before I can follow you. And Jesus says, that's the way of death. That is the way of spiritual lifelessness. If you're just worrying about yourself, worrying about your future. Now, I don't think Jesus would say, hey, don't plan for retirement or don't save. I don't think that's what he's saying. The point that he's making, and the point that Paul is making in Ephesians, is that if we're not careful, we can be controlled, we can be manipulated, and we can follow the course, the current of the world, saying, worry about yourself, think about your future before you can even serve Christ with your life, with your whole heart. So I just want to challenge you guys to be thinking about just how much this world has a hold on us, just how much this world can really control us into thinking, into causing us to behave a certain way, to almost manipulate us into thinking only about ourselves, only about our future, and reflect on how that's not the way of Christ. Sure, we plan and we make wise decisions with our finances, wise decisions with our future, but ultimately we need to be totally available to God, totally available to Christ and his mission and to what he wants to give us in our surrender to him. So just wanted to just share some of the thoughts that I've been having in my Bible reading and my study for not only last week's sermon, but this one coming up. Hope you guys are having a blessed week. We're praying for you, and let us know if you need anything. We love you. See ya.